Yes. Boom, we're live. And now we wait to see if anyone comes and says hello. Did I exhaust my live friend resources this morning? Rambling about folks before work. Rambling to folks. Hey, a couple people popped in. What's up? Who's there? Oh, hello. Casey Smith, Ryan, Shaggy, Travis. What's going on? So, I realize there is no Smashboxx tonight. They are in Massachusetts getting ready for the Maple Hill Open. And on my little live stream I did this morning, I said that, hey, come hang out at Smashboxx or whatever. But there is no Smashboxx, so there's me. It's going to be a lot less interesting. There's no Paul Macbeth. There's no Terry and his glorious hair. None of that good stuff. But we have each other. We have me. I got a box of plastic if you guys want to take a look at what I have coming up for review. It's about all I can do. What's happening, everybody? What's going on? Riley, hello. Scott Williams. Brandon. No Smashboxx. Yeah, I think they are postponing till tomorrow, I believe. Ryan Burgess, can I cop a DGN stamped Warden from you? I believe I'm completely sold out of Wardens. I still have medium harps. I feel really nice, I think. And then also Biofusion EMAC Truths. And a couple of really beautiful Sparkle Opto compasses. If you guys are interested in any of those, let me know. Can everybody hear me okay? I know there's not much to look at here. I'll give you a quick glance around my room here. So there is my backup plastic in there. You can see my wombat and my couch up there. And a few of my bases as well. That's something you guys probably never seen on the channel before. We got 1984 Ibanez Roadstar 2. This bass in the middle there is a Sikova, which is an old Japanese bass that is basically a Les Paul, Gibson Les Paul style copy bass. And then my main rig is that one right there, the SR506. It's a 6-string. Something you guys probably never saw. Casey, hello. I'm here. Can you hear me? I think everybody can hear me. Can you guys hear me? I would hope so. I'd imagine you guys would have left if you couldn't hear me at all. So, Pittsburgh Flying Disc Open. Very interesting. Moraine State Park looks amazing. I'm going to be in the Pittsburgh area, but it's going to be probably about an hour and 40 minutes away from where I'm going to be, so I kind of don't think I'm going to make it there, but it looks like a rad course. Paul Macbeth just really tearing it up again this weekend. He's looking really, really good again. Really, really good. Andrew Ryan, make the drive. Yeah, it might happen, but it's a family visit. I'm the only one who throws, so I was thinking about there's like 2 or 3 courses that are much closer to where I'm going to be. Where are you going to be? California, Pennsylvania. I believe North Strabane Park is relatively close. One of the least impressive. Oh, no, that's not good. That is relatively close to where I'm going to be, though, so I was thinking about checking that out. And then I heard there was one at the college over there that's supposedly decent. I don't know. It's not really like the focus of the trip. It's just somewhere I was gonna bring some plastic. I was gonna try to take my niece out and have her throw some discs around. She's real little still, but at least get her to wander around, throw a couple, and see what happens. Hey, Funky Town, what's up? Cal U. Andrew, have you played California University? Not too bad. All right. We'll see. I would like to go play Moraine or Deer Lakes or something like that, but I'm just not really. I don't know if I'm trying to spend 3 hours in the car to go do that. We'll see. I guess see how bored we are. If there's like nothing going on, maybe we will. But it's mostly a family visit. I'm going there for a wedding. We'll see what happens. Anything in the California, Pennsylvania area you would recommend over those, let me know. That's where I'm going to be. Oh, somebody just texted me or something. So, what else is going on? Let's take a look at what I have in my testing queue, just for fun. So I got nothing else to show you guys visually. Too bad you're not closer to the Ohio border. Punderson State Park is excellent. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be too close to that. Pennsylvania is a giant state. I've driven across it lengthwise before, and it's a haul. It's a big ass state. My wife's family's from there. So I got this Latitude 64 Opto Night. I haven't even thrown this thing yet, but we'll see how this thing flies. I'm expecting it to be kind of Bolt-ish, maybe like a little bit faster than the Bolt. It's really low profile. I don't know if you can see that because the chat's on my screen, so I can't really see what I'm showing you. Oh, there we go. Check the map, not too far away. I'll take a look, see what I can see. Although, honestly, based on what we were talking about before, if I am going to go drive over an hour, Moraine is the top of my list. There's a private course, Butler Farm, not far from California. Just text the guy before you go. He's chill. Okay, I'll look into that. Butler Farm. All right, cool. Also, the G-Star Mystere by Innova. Pretty disc. I like the pearl on this one. Also haven't thrown this. This looks a lot like looks very kind of trespass-ish to me, my eye. See what else is packing in here. I have so much stuff to test. I really got to get some work done on these. This is a Protostar Manta. Also haven't thrown any of this stuff, in fact. What else we got? Oh, this one's sweet. This is a Lava Evidence. Lava plastic is really nice. It looks flexible. Fusion plastic. Really nice. And I have the Pine by Westside Discs. Interested to see how that's going to fly for me. Perhaps my next review, although I haven't started testing it yet, is going to be this River Pro. That will, once I get these three done, I'll have all the Trilogy Challenge discs for this year. I don't know if you can see this, but look how deep this rim is on this thing. It's just got a really deep dish, kind of like mid-range inside rim with a, it's a really shallow rim. It kind of looks like a mid-range, to be honest. It's not a very fast disc anyway. Rivers are like 7 speed or so, I believe. So yeah, interesting. I'm intrigued to see how that's going to fly for me, actually. I haven't thrown a river in a very long time. My kind of experience with it was so long ago that doesn't even really translate. Oh, God, sorry about that. I got to clear the old nasal passages sometimes, guys. You know my voice is pretty rough sometimes. Very limited airflow through my nose, so I gotta try to keep it open in there so I can breathe. West Side Discs Fortress. Here's some flight numbers on this thing. I've heard it's quite beefy, as the flight numbers would suggest. See how that thing flies relatively soon. Damn, they keep coming. I got a lot of work to do, guys. I gotta get out there. From there, I have the... Oh, my phone's about to die. Love the River Pro, says Shaggy. Nice. We'll see. See how it flies. Oh yeah, this is a Z Nuke SS with the Barbarian Stronghold stamp on here that Tyler Helmke sent. So that's going to be pretty interesting to check out. Haven't thrown one of those, I don't believe. Maybe years ago. This one I'm not sure if I'm going to review because I've technically already reviewed the M4, but this one got sent to me by Prodigy. It's a 400G plastic M4. I'll probably review this thing eventually. We'll see. Nice disc. M4s are solid. They fly really good. And then, last but certainly not least, in this particular little side bin of test discs, I have this Goldline Saint Pro. Many of these were sent to me by my good friend Chris Caulfield, huge supporter of the channel. He's been really good to me over the years and hooked me up with a ton of great plastic to test and review, and I've still got a lot of it to go through, as you guys can see. Macro Tesla, also hanging out in this box. I don't know if did I post a review on this Macro Tesla? I hope I did. I definitely should have. Damn, Any of you guys know if I did that or not? I could go look at it, but then I have to say goodbye to you guys for a minute, and I don't want to do that. I believe I did. Either way, it flies very similar to a regular full-size Tesla, and it's pretty fun to throw. Quite stable. You can throw it about as hard as you want to. For a Mini, it's actually kind of weird to commit to a full-power throw on a Mini. It's strange. But, yeah, it can handle it. You can rip this thing. It's not going to flip on you too much. All right. Anybody have any questions for me? Funky Town, stable is all I know. Yeah, they're definitely stable. These little Teslas are pretty sweet. I would like to see Discrafts come out with a slightly more stable Mini. That would be fun, like a Mini Force. That's what I've been wanting from the beginning. A Mini Z Force would be rad. That would be really fun to throw. I did a review on the Tesla, the Mini Tesla. I know I reviewed the full-size Tesla, and I believe I did this macro too, but sweet. Thanks, John. Thanks, Jonathan. I appreciate it. I remember testing the actual full-size Tesla as well. I haven't been throwing any MVP stuff lately, but I don't really think I'm going to be, so still checking out some of it for review, because I know you guys dig it, and I still have Jerry from Basket Bashers hooking me up, and I appreciate his support, so I want to be able to continue cross-promotion with him. I'm going to try to plug in my phone real quick, since it's about to die. I might have to readjust slightly. Sorry if that sounded rough. So I'm happy to report this little bit of a pulled muscle issue that I'm dealing with right now. Seems to be mostly better. It's definitely better. It's an improvement. So I should be able to get back out, do some throwing relatively soon. We'll see, I guess. Supposed to go throw tomorrow, so we'll see what happens with that. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any discs that they're testing that they're enjoying, or new courses or whatever? Throw it out there. I don't really have a whole lot to say to you guys. Sorry if I'm boring you. I've just been kind of infatuated with this whole going live thing. It's fun to see subs and viewers pop in and just say hey. And I did it again this morning at work, and I just wanted to test to see if I could even do it at home, because I've been having trouble with my Wi-Fi at home for some reason. I'm not sure what the issue is. Tested a Felon today. Nice, solid disc. What do you think of it? Just started messing with a Squall and an Impact. Not really new, but new to me. Right on. I don't think I know what the Squall is. It's a DGA mold. Is it a fairway? I'm not sure I know much about that one. DGA is one of those manufacturers. They have a decent amount of molds out there, and I'm just not really familiar with them. And they're just kind of not on my radar for whatever reason. I should look into checking out some more of their stuff. I was talking to Shasta on Smashboxx once, and I PM'd him a little bit and was asking him about some molds and stuff, and then he was saying that he doesn't really have any contacts as far as somebody that might be able to sponsor a review, and I can't remember if I reached out to DGA or not, but if I did, I never heard back from him, and I guess I just kind of let it go, but I may not have sent them a message. I'm not really sure. It's kind of rough, We'll be honest, if I reach out to somebody to inquire, I'm always cool about it and try to hey, you need to send me this or whatever. I just throw it out there hey, see if you're interested. Maybe you'd like to sponsor a review for some of your discs on my channel. I'll play an ad, and I have this many subscribers, blah, blah, blah. And I try to keep it real light, totally no hard feelings if you guys don't want to, because I don't think people owe that to me or anything. But I will say that if I kind of reach out to somebody and they just don't even respond, chances I'm going to go out of my way to acquire those discs on my own at that point kind of go down. Again, not saying that happened with DGA. I can't remember, to be perfectly honest, but I was trying to think about some different molds I could check out from them, just to keep it diverse here. Boss 52, what's up, DGN? Love your vids. Keep them coming. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for popping in. I don't know if you're. I don't mean to assume assume you anything, but thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks for popping in as well. I don't know if anybody has any questions or anything to add. Feel free to throw them out there. I'm doing like a kind of a make pretend solo after show for the lack of Smashboxx tonight. I'm going through withdrawal to just ramble about discs. So I figured I'd sit here and talk to you guys a little bit. Don't really have a lot going on. I'm even roughing it in my back room where it's not air conditioned, just to be able to hang out with you wonderful folks. Alright, so the Squall is a mid-range 6501. Okay. Or 64 negative 10. Okay, that's slightly different. Interesting. Maybe I'll look into one of those. Let me know what you think of that thing, Scott. Let me know how it's flying for you. I'd be interested to potentially look into some of those DGA molds I haven't checked out. I've heard good things about the Hurricane and the Breaker. I've heard those are really solid. Boss asks, did you get to do the Trilogy Challenge this year? No, I did not play a Trilogy Challenge. I have tested and reviewed the Deputy, and I have both of the other discs to review as well, but I have not actually played a Trilogy Challenge, which is kind of unfortunate. I was thinking about, I don't know if I'm going to get around to it this year, just because I've been kind of busy and all that kind of stuff, but I'm planning on next year trying to run one. I think that would be a lot of fun. Thinking about doing it really basic, somewhere easy like Vance Park, and then just do just really simple like best disc dubs, Trilogy Challenge style, or bring your own partner or whatever, something like that. I don't know, we'll see, or maybe even just straight up singles, one division, just go really basic with it. But I think that would be a lot of fun, and I've not played a Trilogy Challenge at all, to be honest. It's kind of unfortunate. Trying to get it for a more gentle turnover than the pipelines. Okay. Deputy replaced my AVR in my bag for now since I got to playing it and find it. They're a lot of fun. Yeah, the Trilogy Challenge looks really fun. I've played basically the MVP equivalent, the MVP circuit, where you get, I think it's the same thing. Yeah, you get a driver, a mid, and a putter. And you have to use those discs. And it's a very similar type thing that Dan Beagle runs out at Timber Park. I think he's doing the Axiom versus MVP thing coming up in the fall. And if that happens, I'm definitely going to try to play it. I'm going Axiom all the way. I believe you get an Envy and a Theory and something else, which sounds rad. I'm not throwing any more MVP stuff per se. The MVP or the Axiom Envy is not completely out of the picture. It could still go back in my bag at some point. It's not in there right now, and I haven't really been missing it too much. But it is such a great disc that it could pop back in there. And I haven't gotten rid of my good throwers, so I still have a couple of good Envies in there if I need them. But in terms of just playing a really fun event, the MVP versus Axiom kind of challenge thing sounds like a lot of fun. And if the Envy's involved, that's definitely what I'm going with. Because last year, I was putting with Envy's last year, and I had to use the spin, and I really didn't like it. It's not that it's a bad disc, I just couldn't get a feel for it. It was so different than... It's actually quite similar to the Deputy, where it's really, really flippy and touchy disc. That sounds cool. 7 folks in here. I'm not seeing a ton of comments. Anybody else got anything to throw out there, let me know. I'm going to go play a little disc tomorrow. Have a couple of friends that I'm going to show around. I don't think they've played yet at all. And they're going to be taking their Disc Golf Nerd Stamp custom discs that they got from me. I think they got a pair of Wardens for themselves. And I think I sold them a Signal, which is actually a disc I got from the MVP circuit, who's a really, really understable driver, very slow and good for beginners who don't really know how to throw. So I gave them one of those, and I might bring a couple other things for them to check out, maybe like a Wombat. Wombat's a great beginner disc, very easy to throw straight. And then they have their putters, and I'm going to show them the ropes, see if I can't get them off on the right foot. And try to grow the game a little bit, I guess. I just realized I should invite one of my other friends to that. That would be fun. We'll see what happens. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier on the live stream I did this morning. I mentioned it a little while ago that I hurt myself last week, and I tried to play Rooster Rock on Saturday, and I got beat up. Man, it really roughed me up bad. I don't have like some kind of a pulled muscle in my like lower back hip type area, and I was like thinking maybe I could work it out by getting out on the course and kind of stretching and doing some light throws and stuff, but that course is long enough that I have to throw about as far as I can on some of the holes, and or hole one is definitely long enough that I have to throw a full shot, and by the time I got through 18, I don't even think I played the final hole, because hole 9 at Rooster West in the summer is actually, it's kind of a little bit boring. It's just like a big hyzer and then another little soft hyzer into the basket. I can't reach it in one, so it's just it's a 2-shot hole for me, but it's really easy, and there's not a lot to it. So I was so hurting by the time I got to it. I was like, I'm done. I'm not even playing this hole. It's over. And I went and got in the lake. I got in the river and tried to like stretch my back out a little bit. And yeah, it was rough. But I'm feeling much better now. I've worked the last few days, but I'm taking it easy after work and kind of resting my back, and I'm feeling a lot better. So I think I can throw tomorrow. We'll see. Question came in. What do we got? What mid would you recommend for sidearm approach shots? Well, it depends on the angle you're looking for, but generally sidearm, you want something a little bit more overstable. If I'm going to throw a forehand approach, even though I'm pretty terrible at forehands in general, it'll probably be with my Opto Anchor. Very overstable, beaded mid-range that can handle a lot of torque and flies great on the sidearm there. But it kind of depends on your style. Jeremy Colling was a big fan of throwing all mids, or even straight flying to understable mids on forehands, depending on the line that you're looking for. But if you're looking for something that can handle some torque on a forehand, I would recommend, maybe a drone or a Gator, or the new Jeremy Colling Hyzer Bomb mortar. But yeah, I would probably go with my Opto Anchor or my Triple X, which is, it's technically a fairway, but it's pretty slow and it doesn't go very far for me. So it's a good forehand disc for me. My form is so bad, I can throw it on a little anhyzer and it'll kind of fight out. I can get a little bit better results that way. Buzz OS is Scott Williams, also solid choice. I could definitely see that working out well. Let's see, what else would it be? Lots of good options. I'm sure people really like the Justice as a forehand mid-range. Justice is a really nice disc. I was actually thinking about getting those the next time I put in a run for the DGN stamped discs from DD. I'm thinking about getting Justices because I've heard they're really popular. I'm not sure when that's going to be, though, because I still have quite a few of the Biofusion EMAC Truths, 4 harps, and 2 Opto Compasses left, and really until I sell out at least most of those, I'm definitely not going to do another run, just because I don't want to get stuck with a bunch of plastic that's not going to move for a while. Try to keep it mostly fresh. The putters went out really fast, though, so I feel like if I'm going to do another order, there's a good chance I'm going to get more judges. I'll probably get at least maybe 20 judges, because they sold really fast. The Wardens sold pretty well as well, but the judges were gone real quick. People like those a lot. Anybody know about any good courses near Anna Maria Island? Can't help you on that one, Ryan, but I know you could definitely check out Disc Golf Course Review. Might be able to help you out there. Barbarian52, what's up? Thanks for the discs, bro. Did some video with them, and we'll work on it in the future. But for now, keep it online to the chains. Later, man. Cheers. Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate it, man. I'm glad you like those. Thanks for... it's funny, I believe you got judges, right? That's funny. I was just talking about that. Judges are sweet. Do like them. The ones I got were really cool, too. They were like a chocolatey swirl pattern. Really sweet. My buddy Anthony has a pair of them, and he's really liking them. The Prime plastic is solid for the putters, man. It feels really good. It's about as rigid as like a classic hard. It's probably even slightly grippier. It has just a tiny bit more give under the thumb on the flight plate. But really, overall, very similar and good-looking plastic for sure. Interested to see how Latitude progresses with their kind of swirly plastic that they've been doing for the new Ricky discs. That burst plastic they're doing for the harps and the daggers and stuff. Super rad, man. I'm really excited about the possibility of that getting released in other molds. Something that I carry would be really cool in that. Because I like that. Baseline plastic is solid. It's good stuff. Well, glad a few folks are in here hanging out. Any other questions? Let me know. Be happy to try to answer them for you guys. Looking into potentially trying to get other people to appear on the Disc Golf Nerd Plastic Podcast. I've not done an episode of that in a little while. I've been kind of using these little live streams as a way to just kind of hang out and talk about plastic with everybody. So haven't actually had the time to sit down and do a plastic podcast for a little while, and I don't really have a topic ready made hanging out just yet. So we'll see. I have a couple of rants I want to make, maybe a couple more rant videos. Those are kind of fun, just to rant about topics that get me a little worked up. It'll be kind of fun. Mostly lighthearted, of course. I don't get too serious on this channel, as you guys know. Try to keep it pretty breezy. My Disc Golf Nerd stamped custom Warden discs or giveaway is still available. That's the only one I have left. I don't have any for sale, but I do have one that's being given away right now on the channel, so pop over to that if you want to check it out. Tom Thompson, hello, says, I have been playing for about 6 months now. Have my favorite discs, but I am looking for something a little faster than my ABC Secret Weapon that I use. Any suggestions? ABC Secret Weapon. I'm not sure I'm terribly familiar with that disc. Let's see. I feel like somebody else just asked me about this. Maybe it was you, Tom. I'm sorry if I forgot. But somebody else just brought up the Secret Weapon recently, too. Maybe I need to check out a review on one of those. That would be interesting. It's always cool to get a new company as part of the database. As you guys know, I'm building quite a playlist of reviews at this point. It's getting close to 200. I think probably by the winter I should be relatively close to 200 discs reviewed at this pace. I guess not, though, because I'm only doing one a week. If I keep up one a week, I could do the math. I'm not going to do it right now while you guys are here. ABC Secret Weapon. How fast is the Secret Weapon? Let me know, and then I can give you some options. It's a little bit vague. It's a little flippy now that I have more arm speed. Totally, I hear that. One thing I would say is to try to learn to just give it a little more hyzer and kind of let it flip up, hyzer flip up flat, and then kind of fly from there. Is a nice way to kind of continue getting use out of a disc that you like. As you progress, you might get a little bit more arm speed, like you mentioned, and then it'll start to flip a little bit more for you. You can kind of put it down on a little more hyzer and dial that in. It's a good way to kind of develop some touch. It's a 9-speed. Let's talk about 9-speed discs that I like. The Escape is a really great 9-speed. Long flying disc that is very straight overall, and if you don't have a big arm, it should just fly super straight. It'll flip up and ride a little bit, come back a hair at the end of the flight, and it shouldn't be super flippy on you. If you have a big arm, it's going to be somewhat flippy, but still something that you can throw and control to get big straight flights out of it. I'm throwing the Opto Fury a lot, which is a similar disc, but it's more understable, and that's what I use it for. If I start to get it to turn, it's never going to really finish and hook up back at the end of the flight. It's a very straight disc, so it works out very nicely for kind of powered down straight shots that are just stay flat all the way, and anything right turning works out really well. Or I throw it down that hyzer, let it flip up, and just go real straight. So I like that disc quite a bit, but that might be relatively similar to your Secret Weapon in terms of stability. The Opto Saint is another great disc, very similar to the Fury and the Escape. Maybe somewhere slightly in between, where it's like the Fury but has a little more stability to it. Let's see, what other 9-speed stuff can I think of? Or even a little bit faster. I don't get too bogged down by the numbers. That's kind of there's a lot of different things that would fit in that category. If you let me know a little bit more of what you're looking for the disc to do, that might be a little bit better option. You know, it's a disc that's really underrated, and it's something that popped into my head the other day watching the coverage from Pittsburgh. They were mentioning how Austin Turner is throwing the Stalker, Discraft Stalker. That is a great disc. It's a disc that I had in my bag for a few years, and was one of my absolute go-tos. I still have the one that I've had since it came out, and it's a great disc, and it's something that I really should put back in the bag and test again, because I feel like at this point I might really like it. Now that I've kind of really grown to enjoy mid-range flights, that disc just flies very similar to a mid-range, and it's very, very straight and controllable, but it just gets that extra distance. So the Stalker is a really, really great disc, especially if you don't like sharp or wide rim drivers. The Stalker is a solid disc. It's almost like a hybrid between a distance driver and a mid-range. It's somewhere in there. Probably farther flying than your average fairway driver. Really good disc. Discraft Stalker, Z Plastic Stalker, really solid. And I should take out the one that I have and I've had forever, and maybe even just bring it out when I'm field testing next time and just see how it flies for me now, 'cause it's been a long time since I've thrown it. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate the support. If you're relatively new, I don't know if you know this, but I have a full playlist here on my channel. And it has all the content on my channel is broken down into playlists, but there is one particular one that's called Disc Golf Tips and Information, or Beginner Tips and Information. If you're just starting out, there could be some information in there that you don't know that may be able to help you out. So go take a look at that. And then all of my reviews and my podcasts and stuff will have their own separate playlists as well. Anti-Smashboxx, so it's like 10 minutes. It's not the opposite of Smashboxx. It's instead of Smashboxx. Since they're not going live tonight, they're doing that tomorrow. I figured I'd come sit in my back room and ramble about plastic to you guys a little bit. See if anybody has anything else to add, any other questions. ABC Secret Weapon, that could be an upcoming review. I might have to look into that. I know they have, I'm fairly certain they have those at the Disc Golf Depot. I bet you Jerry would give me one for review. I have heard a few people mention those. They seem interesting. Is ABC still in production? Did you get to watch any coverage of Idlewild? That's my home course. Wow, dude. I did. I watched all the coverage on it, or just about. I watched all the, Jomez stuff? Man, that place looks super rad. No, ABC isn't in production, so they're out of business now. If they're out of business, then I'm not going to review it. It's kind of there's kind of no reason to review stuff that people can't go get. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's plenty floating around out there, but yeah, if they're out of business, then there's no point to it. I'll have to look into that myself and confirm one way or the other, but it sounds like you know. Yeah, Idlewild looks amazing. It looks really hard. It looks like it would frustrate the hell out of me. But it's just, I really like the way it looks. I like the layouts, the elevation. I really like those turf greens look really sweet. Just looks like a really great place to go out there and play and be very challenged. I think I would dig it more without playing everything as all the OBs as tight as they were doing for the Disc Golf Pro Tour event. I don't know if that's typical, if the course has always got all that OB everywhere, or if they put up extra ropes and stuff for the event, but yeah, that place looks amazing. I'd love to check it out. They played 18. There's actually 24 holes. Oh, right. I knew that. Somebody said that recently. I'm not sure where I heard that, but I did know that. Where's actually kind of... So, were they just not playing certain holes, or were they making, like, combining holes to make longer ones, or how did that work out? Do you know? I topped out at about 11 people, and people just dropping off like flies. I'm not doing nearly enough to entertain you folks, I suppose. They skipped some of the easier ones. Oh, okay. Well, that gives me a little hope if I ever go out there. Maybe I won't get as brutalized as they did, because some of the scores from that tournament were really really surprising to me. I thought that was really crazy how tough that course was playing for the best in the game. It was very interesting and cool. I liked it. I had a lot of fun taking in that coverage. It looks like a really amazing course, and I think there's very likely it'll be on the Disc Golf Pro Tour again. Were you out there watching the event live? Also, obviously, only a few folks in here right now, but if anybody in the um, Vibram Open area, the Vibram Open's coming up this weekend. That's going to be amazing. That's definitely on my disc golf bucket list in terms of somewhere I want to go to check out. Just so cool. The course looks amazing. The event is really solid. I just hear nothing but good things about Vibram, so I really would like to check it out. Alexis, what's up? You're back. How's it going? We are here in because Smashboxx is not live tonight, so I threw this out there in case anybody wanted to still listen to a mediocre disc golfer ramble about stuff, because that's pretty much how Smashboxx rolls. Although, no Dynamite, no guests, no graphics, no Terry, no Johnny, just me. Me and a little stack of plastic. I showed you guys what I have left in my reviewing test queue, and that's about it. If anybody has any questions, throw them out there. Any comments, let me know. Just figured we'd do a little kind of hangout here since I can. I don't think I'll go much longer than an hour. See if anybody sticks around that long. Been teetering around 6 or 8 or so folks most of the time. I appreciate your time, though. Hopefully you guys are having a good summer. It's been a good one here in the Pacific Northwest. Very hot, very dry. I've been getting out and trying to do some throwing. I haven't really played as much golf as I would like to this year, to be honest. Oh no, we're down to 4. Just like that. Everyone's left. I'm not doing enough to entertain people. Maybe I need to do like some jumping jacks or something. What can I do? What can I do? Who's left out there? Anybody else want to say anything to me? I just imagine people clicking in here and being like, what is this? It's just DGN rambling and a stack of discs. Pretty much all it is, I guess. Pretty much all it is. I'll once again take a glance over for the people that are in here live and show you my bases. They're fun to look at. This one right here is the one I play a lot. It's a 1984, which is coincidentally the year I was born, so we are both the same age. Bought myself that base when we both turned 30, which is kind of cool. And then 6 strings off in the corner there. That's the one I play live the most. You hanging out this morning as well? I did a little live thing before I clocked in for work this morning. Thought I saw you in there. 84, nice. My favorite number. It was a good year, as they say. I wouldn't know. I was just born then, so it might have been a horrible year for all I know. But it brought me into the world and my beautiful Ibanez Roadstar, so both good things. Hey DEGN, I was watching on my Xbox. You were talking about 9 speeds. I thought it might mention the Sidewinder. Good call. Sidewinder is solid disc. That's something that I should probably go back and post a review on, just to have it in the testing queue, like somewhere, or not in the testing queue, but in the database that I've been trying to build. There's so many molds like that I haven't tested that should be part of the database, but when there's so much new stuff coming out all the time, and that seems to be what people are more interested in for the most part, it's kind of hard to go back and do some of those, but I definitely should check out the Sidewinder, and that's a solid suggestion. I'm not sure how the stability of that works next to the ABC Secret Weapon, but Sidewinder is a solid disc. My buddy used to throw those for years, and he got really good results out of them. I think he finally lost the one that he was really liking. I don't know if he ever got one back. kind of weird. I know Nate Sexton throws those for rollers and maybe big turnovers and stuff. He's probably about the only pro that I know. It's kind of more of an amateur disc, very straight flying disc. Good flyer though, definitely a good option. I should check one of those out. Maybe I'll get a Star Sidewinder to go back and test out. I've only been playing about 2 months, but I like it for straighter shots because for me it will turn at high speeds and fade out as it slows down. Oh, sweet. Thanks for popping in, Wild Will. Appreciate it. It's interesting to have these do these little live chats, and then I see usernames that I'm not like super familiar with. Maybe you guys don't comment a lot on the videos and stuff. And as it stands right now, I'm up to like 44 or 4,500 subscribers. So there's a lot of folks out there. It's pretty wild, and it's cool to kind of see some names that I might not be super familiar with. If you do comment a lot and I'm just missing it, I apologize, but I'm not sure I remember Wild Will seeing you on any comments. Maybe some giveaways, but there's a lot of comments on those, so that's a little different. Oh boy, let's see what else is cracking. Poor Shoestrick, he's been on a downward trend lately. I don't, I'm actually new to the channel. Well, welcome, Wild Will. I appreciate you popping in. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. I was mentioning earlier that all the stuff on my channel is split up into playlists, make it a little bit easier for you to find all the different stuff. Poor Shoestrick. Well, Shoestrick, yeah. I feel for Will. Kind of back in the day, for whatever reason, I wasn't a huge fan of Will. I remember him winning Beaver State Fling, and I watched when that happened, and he's really impressive to watch. And in those days, he was one of the best putters in the world, and he's always been an amazing far thrower. I mean, Will throws so far, it's just ridiculous. And back in those days when he was slamming in a lot of putts as well, he was just hands down top few in the world. I think he was number 1 rated in the world at one point. And he's still an amazing player. He has all the tools, but he's been having some issues physically with his shoulder and stuff, from what I understand. And he's just off. It's just unfortunate. I'm not really sure what else to say. I feel for Will. I've become quite a fan of his, just in any interactions I've had with him, or just watching him over the years and stuff. I do dig Will. I think he's a great player. He's extremely fun to watch. I mean, again, his drives in person are just ridiculous, and Will just seems like a really nice guy. I haven't heard anything bad about Will from anybody personally, but he's just struggling. What can you say? Hopefully he'll get his injury stuff under control and get back to the top of the game. He's one of those guys, though. You can't count him out at the USDGC. Even this year, it's unlikely based on the way he's been playing for most of the year, most of the season. But I'm not going to be surprised if he's on the lead card of the USDGC this year. I mean, he always plays really well out there. So we'll see what happens at Winthrop and beyond. I wish Will absolutely nothing but the best. He seems like a good guy, and hopefully we'll see him back at his best very soon. It's definitely more fun when we have more guys right at that top level, because right now it basically feels like we have Paul and Ricky. Ricky's been on a little bit of a slump since Worlds, and then James Conrad's been crushing it, and a few other folks have been doing really well, and all that stuff is great. But it definitely seems like it's just more fun when we have lots of players that are up at that top level. You know, Simon Lazat's always fun to have around because he's always up there relatively close to the top and doing crazy stuff and being very entertaining and fun to watch. And I'd love to see Will back up there battling with the best in the game, as he's clearly more than capable of doing. I mean, he's an amazing thrower. And again, I can't overstate how far Will throws in person. It's just gross. And it's on golf lines too. It's not like he's not one of these guys who's going to do a big run up and a tennis grunt like David Wiggins and just mash a disc, on a big turnover and get a ton of distance. Not that Wiggins can't throw far on golf lines, because he absolutely can. I mean, 100%. But Will, I mean, just throwing something flat, dead straight, and just flies for days. Just effortless. It's interesting to watch. It's such pure form. Speaking of pure form, I mean, Paul McBeth's form, any kind of like slow motion of him playing out at Pittsburgh this last week, it's just so pretty to watch. It's really beautiful. It makes me want to really geek out and start doing like slow motions of my form and really try to dial that stuff in. I've never really been that kind of person about stuff. I just like to do stuff and try to get better at it by doing it. It's just always how I work. I'm just not like a big... I don't study stuff. I'm not a big study person. It's just not how I work. I learn stuff through talking and through doing stuff and interacting with people that are better at it than I am. But yeah, watching somebody like Paul McBeth throw, his form is just so picture perfect and beautiful. It makes me really want to geek out on it and see how well I can get my form dialed in if I really try. A few folks still in here, but no comments coming in. Anybody got anything to say? Hey, nerds. Hope everyone's having a great day. Love, peace, and disc golf from Alec Tafoya. Thanks very much, Alec. Hope you're doing well. What's going on? Sorry I couldn't be a more competent Smashboxx substitute this afternoon, this evening, but I do what I can. I'm trying. Trying to give you guys something to chat with. This is not purely an opportunity for me to ramble. I love to see the comments come in and be able to talk to you guys. I have a little chat board going on, but folks are only a few folks popping in at a time. I guess it makes it harder to keep that going. Got a warning coming in the mail. I'm excited about getting. Sweet. Nice. Yeah, I should go throw. I have one of the wardens from this last run that I was keeping because it's so beautiful. I wanted to hold on to it. I kind of want to go throw it and see how it flies for me, just because I haven't really tested a regular warden other than the super soft, and yeah, I'd be interested to see how it flies. Speaking of mail, my P2s are in stock in Houston. Are stuck in Houston. Oh no, that's terrible. Not good news. Wild Will, I wanted a deputy, but I couldn't find one in stock. Yes, that's because they're the Trilogy Challenge discs, so they're not stock available yet. You'll almost certainly find one if you go to a Facebook buy and sell group like the Disc Golf Throwers Exchange or the there's a Trilogy specific disc golf group on Facebook, and you'll be able to find them for sure. From my research, it's supposed to be a judge with just no bead. The warden, absolutely. They're very similar, just have a different feel. They do seem to be quite similar in flight, though, from what I understand. Just really, and that was 100% by design. They wanted to have the beaded and the beadless ready to go. Have a good evening, Alexis. Cheers. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you stopping by and say what's up. Oh no, I'm gonna have to pee soon. That's gonna be the kiss of death for this stream. I'm not gonna go pee and have you guys listen to that and come back. That's not how this works. I wish there was like a pause button, but I don't think there is. That'd be pretty cool if you could do that though, like I'll be right back kind of thing. That would be pretty cool. We're looking at almost an hour though, so I think that'll be just fine. Let y'all roll. Unless anybody has any questions or any comments, throw them out there. Wild Will, where are you located? I think in a couple hours, speaking of Facebook pages to get discs, I think in a couple hours, if no one outbids me, I will have a new VIP plastic queen coming my way. That'll be pretty cool. I have one that I just bid on the dollar disc auction on Facebook. But yeah, well, if you're looking for a deputy, definitely go the Facebook route. I think that'll be pretty benefit. I think that'll work out. I think I sold the one I have through Facebook. Florida, nice. When you say a disc is flippy, what exactly does that mean? Okay, nice, good question. So, A flippy disc is basically referring to an understable disc. So that means that it likes to flip to the right. So if you're throwing it right-handed backhand, it will naturally turn to the right or flip over to the right. So if you say a disc is flippy, that means that when you put energy on it, it really wants to go right easily. So a flippy disc is something that you want to throw down on a hyzer, let it flip up flat and then go straight, or something you can throw flat or on a gentle anhyzer, and it'll easily turn over and go fly from left to right. So basically, flippy is more or less just the same as understable. If you don't know the difference between understable and overstable, which you probably do, but if you don't, I have a full tutorial video on that here on YouTube. It's one of my most viewed videos at like 55,000 views or something like that. Should be able to help explain that for you. But yeah, it's kind of like a nickname for an understable disc, something flippy, something that you can throw and get that understable flight path out of it. Correct. Yeah, Sidewinder, definitely a flippy disc. People would say it's flippy because you can throw it flat, it'll turn over on you. It definitely has that natural high-speed understability to it, so it has that natural turn. Just a regular stable disc is something that would fly very straight without flipping too much and without fading off and hooking up too much either. Would just be considered a stable disc. But it's kind of confusing that myself included. If I say, "Oh, that disc is really stable," that generally means overstable. It's kind of a weird thing in the language there. But if a disc was just really straight stable, where it just holds the line you put it on, I would usually refer to that as a neutral disc rather than a stable disc. Because if it just holds the angle of release, whatever angle you put it on, I usually call that more of a straight or a neutral disc. And if you say something's very stable, it's usually an overstable disc. Like, wow, that thing's really stable. I'm using something that's beefy or overstable disc. Hey, Dire Wilfie, what's up? Ever throw a G-Star V-Rock? No. I did test the Champion V-Rock, and I have a review on that on the channel. Yes, my Discraft Pulse seems to be overstable. Right. Yeah. I'm not super familiar with that disc, but I'm pretty sure you're right, for sure. Dire, thanks for popping in. Where are you located, Dire Wolfie? It's interesting to know where everybody's from. Where's everybody from? Everybody who's in here right now, let me know where you're at. It's only 6 of you. It shouldn't be that hard. We know Will's from Florida. We know I live in Portland, Oregon. Not sharp enough, says North Carolina. Nice. Disc Golf Examiner in the house, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hey, that's funny. I was just talking about you guys earlier. Go Steelers, Wild Will. Oh, he's a Steeler fan. I like it. I was just talking about you guys earlier, Examiner guys. I'm going to be in the Pittsburgh area in October, and was maybe looking for some folks to meet up with to show me around some of the courses. I'll be in the California, Pennsylvania area. If you're interested in that, let me know. Hit me up on Facebook or something like that, and I'll maybe we can meet up for a round or something. That'll be a lot of fun. Just can't tell everybody that I suck. I got this thing going on where I kind of like trick everybody into thinking I'm a reasonably competent disc golfer. So you just can't tell everybody that I'm horrible. That's all I ask. I think I don't think he's popped in tonight, but Mackie D is been around the channel for a while. He's in the Pittsburgh area. I was going to try to meet up with him. I've actually seen him in a couple of your videos. I spotted him. Nice. Let's throw some discs. It'll be in about an hour from Moraine, Deer Lakes, and Slippery Rock. When I looked at it today, it said like an hour and a half from Moraine. And I was like, that might be a little bit farther than I'm trying to go. I'm going to be very close, from what I understand, to North Strabane Park and California University. So I'm not really sure about drive faster. The disc or the car or the disc? I'll try to do both. We were all getting better at our own pace. Yeah, that's true. That's pretty much how it works, You, some people pick it up real fast, and I actually realized the other day, and it kind of made me a little bit sad. Not really, but a little bit sad. Somebody asked Ricky Wysocki somewhere on like a Q&A or something like that, like how long he's been playing, or I think he was introducing himself during a clinic, and was that even on? Did you guys film that? I don't know. Did you guys film a clinic with? Or was that? Oh no, that was Sexton. I'm just getting confused here. Never mind. Ricky he's introducing himself at this clinic, and he said like, "Oh, I've been playing for like 7 years or something like that." I'm like, "Oh no! Like I've been playing disc golf longer than Ricky. Damn, that's not good." He's just that good. And honestly, in the time he's been playing, he's played a hell of a lot more rounds than I have, even though I've been playing for a few years longer than he has. Sexton Holcomb, correct. That's the one I'm thinking of. That was good. I like that one quite a bit. Sexton's a really good teacher, and it was well filmed. You could hear everything well, which is pretty cool. I got to see some of your coverage of Pittsburgh, not enough. I need to go back and kind of get caught up on that stuff. But hopefully you guys had fun doing that. That's pretty rad to be able to go out there and film some of the best in the world out there. It's pretty sweet. Good stuff. I will be in touch, and we will try to meet up somewhere and throw some plastic, see what happens. I would like to get to Moraine. It looks fucking rad. Oh, let's let a curse slip. That's a rare curse here on YouTube. I don't know what I'm going to do about it now. It's out there. It looks rad. Deer Lakes also looks great. We'll see, I guess. We'll see where I end up. Damn, I just let an F-bomb go. That's rare. Usually that would be something to edit it out. I'm a grown man like anybody else. I don't think swearing is too big of a deal, but I try to keep this a family show. Folks of all ages and personalities are into disc golf. I don't want to scare anybody away with my potty mouth, but I am a German, Sicilian, New Yorker at heart, so they come out now and again. I apologize if I offend anybody. You Not Sharp Enough says, do you think the MVP rim width system is advantageous as far as knowing what to expect speed-wise? Interesting. Let me see if I'm understanding you correctly. I think the rim width system is advantageous as far as knowing what to expect speed-wise. I see what you're saying. Like how they break it down to the whatever millimeter rim systems. Yeah, I could see that being beneficial. I always thought that was a little weird, rather than just picking a speed compared to like an Innova flight number setup or something like that. But I don't think it's a bad system per se. I don't pay too much attention to that. I will say that, just not to like call them out or whatever, I'm not a huge fan of the MVP high speed stuff. A lot of it that I've tested, I found to be quite beefy and just not all that fun to throw. I do have the new one. That's the Relativity. It's an understable one, and I'm very interested to see how that's going to fly. I generally, just full disclosure, not that I have anything against overstable discs. They have a great purpose in your bag, of course, and in disc golf in general. But for me, I like to throw on a hyzer generally. I don't have a ton of power, and I just have more fun throwing stuff that has some natural turn, at least some natural turn, to the point where I can get it to stand up and ride. That's just more fun to throw and test. So a lot of the MVP high-speed stuff I've checked out has ended up being really overstable or quite stable to overstable, and I'm just they're okay. They're just not really all that fun to throw. I'm just not that into it. I'm not a big like super high-speed guy in general. You guys, if you've seen my In the Bag video, I pretty much don't throw anything above speed 12. The Trespass and the Thrasher are the fastest disc in my bag, and I think they're both around a 12 or so. The good and the bad of live, there is no going back. It's true. There's nothing I can do about it. If I let something slip, it's out there. I may be able to go back in there and trim it after the fact, because basically once I hit finish on my phone here, This will just turn into a YouTube video on my channel. I might be able to go edit it out there. Well, I'm just going to let it ride. People can't handle one now and again. I don't know what to say. Who's going to watch this anyway? I think he's saying, can you look at the rim and say, oh, this is a 9 or 10 speed? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's what he's saying or not. I believe what he's mentioning is like they have the millimeter, like the 23 point whatever millimeter class, and they they had to kind of break their discs down into the different class millimeters based on the width of the rim, rather. I believe that's what he's mentioning, and then so all the ones with a certain that are in that class are a similar speed. And then you kind of just break that down from there. Then they have the overstable, stable, overstable, stable, understable, and then understable one. But even some of the ones that I've tested are supposed to be understable. I don't find to be as understable as I expect. But it's really only been a handful I've tested. Don't take it too serious. I'm just throwing that out there. I did really like, there was an Axiom one that was a high speed, the Vanish. The one I had was really straight and bombed, and it was very fun to throw. I really liked that disc. I gave it away. It's a good disc, and I'm very interested to see how this relativity is going to fly for me. Who's left? We're down to 4 people. Has anybody else got anything else for me, or should I call it a night? Anybody else has anything else to say or any other questions? Y'all let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to give it another few minutes. Call it an evening. I kind of have to pee anyway. Full disclosure. Too much honesty tonight for you guys. I apologize. I hope it doesn't get me in trouble. Honesty can get you in trouble, unfortunately. I'm going to start by putting away these discs I got sitting out here. One more look at them if anybody's interested who's here now. St. Pro, Goldline St. Pro, all to be reviewed. M4, 400G M4. What happened with DD? I thought you were working there. That's not me. That's Anthony. He runs a channel called DG Weekly, or he used to. Not anymore. I don't think he's really doing anything with it anymore because he's working full-time for DD. This is a Nuke SS Z Plastic. Anthony, he got the job at DD. He is there. He's doing his thing. He is the one helping to run Disc Golf Answer Man and doing lots of behind-the-scenes stuff as part of the media team there with Bobby. Doing a great job. I still bug him all the time. So River Pro. I still bug him quite a bit because he's my contact for getting plastic from them to review. So I guess I kind of work with DD as in they're a sponsor, but I don't work for the company. Maybe I will someday. I would love to. Seems like a great company to work for, that's for sure. I have to change my bag around a little bit. What are you going to do? Lava Evidence. Saw the pine in there. So I put these away. This one is a Manta. Protostar Manta. Good disc. Or should be a good disc. We'll find out, I guess. This is a Mystere. G-Star Mystere. And another high-speed understable disc I have is the Knight. Alright. Full disclosure, I must immediately urinate, says Wild Will. Yes. Not immediately, but it's going to happen soon. I have an old River that was given to me. I want to check out the River Pro. Yeah, the River's a solid disc. I've heard a lot of good things about them. For whatever reason, speed 7 is just not a speed that I tend to throw. Yeah, like T-Birds and what else would be speed 7? Eagles, Rivers are... It's just, I don't know. I'd rather throw a mid-range or something faster, to be perfectly honest. For whatever reason. That's just kind of my personal thing, I guess. And, of course, now that I'm about to wrap this up, we're back up to like 10 folks. If anybody has any questions or anything, let me know. Otherwise, I might cut this thing loose. I am not going to take you guys anywhere else in the house for now. Even though I need to head out relatively shortly. Alright, everybody. I'm not seeing any real comments popping in. Just wanted to check in with you guys and shoot the breeze a little bit. See what's cracking with everybody. Get my fix of hanging out with my YouTube friends and family out there without Smashboxx being on tonight. Smashboxx will be back tomorrow. I will most likely pop in on the chat board at some point, although I am working and then I'm going to throw discs after work. So if they're still rolling when I get back, they probably will be. And then I will pop in there and say hello. Christy, what's up? Thumbs up to you as well. Much love to everybody out there. Thank you for the continued support of my channel. Fresh Plastic Friday coming up this week. I got a new review coming out. I'm going to try to keep the ball rolling with those. Hi, bye, Matthew. Sorry about that. Wild Will, cheers. Thanks for popping in. Sorry, guys. I have been doing this for about an hour, and now I really have to pee. Much love to all you guys out there. I will check you all very soon. And, I appreciate the support. One last final plug. The Disc Golf Nerd stamped custom Warden giveaway is still live on the channel. Go enter that if you haven't done that already. Thanks very much, guys. I'll check you soon. Cheers.